Hello and welcome to the Sweaty and the Farmer on the news, where we only hire the nicest and most professional of news. Yeah. This is our weekly show where we discuss some of the most important news in the gaming world. I am the Lone Name Gamer, the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for coming together this week to talk about some relevant news.
Some relevant news that we have here. Alright. In the docket, we have today, for all of you in the internet. Man. Gonna be a rapper someday, Lucho.
Please don't.
Alright, we have Riot Games begins hiring for League of Legends MMO. Outriders is coming. Unlock time and day one patch reveal. And finally, every time Genshin Impact puts out a new character patch, it does $12 million in a single day. So, before we go through all that, and now that have you here with us, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell. Leave us a like or a comment down here. Everything helps. Do anything social that your platform lets you. So if you have like a stars or like or follow or whatever, where are you watching us, you're hearing us, please do it. Please click all the things. This is the best way that you can give us support for the show. We deeply appreciate it and thank you for all the support. So, friend, League of Legends MMO, is it gonna be the next WoW killer? We're keeping the trend.
No, it won't.
No? No, the next. I actually applied for this, you know?
For the jobs?
Yes, they were hiring for everything, so I applied.
Fingers crossed for you.
Yes, I apply for everything. They had like an open-ended application, so send your CV no matter what you do, and we will look at it. So I just applied through the webpage. They had the open application like 3 weeks ago, or something like that. But now they're actually like properly hiring for positions. Right?
They're starting the hiring process. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so they very interesting because they did that open submission application for everybody, and it was like
that's a very interesting approach. It's gonna be very time consuming for them to.
Yeah, but I think it's like an interesting philosophy because it's like we want this to be great and interesting and kind of want to expand the MMO genre, so we're gonna like try to bring as many like varied experiences to the project, right? That's what it signals. It's like if you play FPS, if you're competitive or whatever, like you have an interesting point of view in the development of this game. What are they gonna do with the MMO genre? I don't know, right? What is the future of the MMO genre? What does Riot, with all his vast coffers of resources, can do with it? They've been successful they've been successful in everything they've tried. Legends of Runeterra, which is the card game, has been successful. It's been doing super well. Okay, the auto battle system with teamfight tactics, they broke that too. Vanguard, I don't know how well it's been doing, but it's a solid product. Beyond that if it's doing well or bad, or I don't know. I've been keeping an eye on it, but it's a very good game, regardless of if it's been successful or not. So they've been crushing it in everything they've been trying. So what do you think about this?
It's interesting. I don't know. Any new MMO is always a little bit interesting.
A little bit.
I mean, at the very least. Am I super hyped? No, because I really don't care about League of Legends Juniors thing.
Yeah.
So that I don't care about really.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. Yes.
But it could be a fun MMO. In my head,
Yeah.
How do I say this? Like the world building, like the only thing that I'm worried about is that they can successfully do world building and storytelling.
What do you mean, like in terms of quest and that sort of stuff?
Anything,
like,
however they decide to
approach like the storytelling and the lore and that sort of
in-game.
stuff. In-game, yeah. Actually.
Because all their products, or most of Riot products, are not famous for. They're good games, but it's not like the world. Like the in-game delivery of the world building is not.
They've been expanding and expanding on that. Like, don't get me wrong. When League of Legends began, the lore.
Okay, I'm talking about in-game delivery.
Yeah,
like comics and videos, that doesn't count.
Yeah,
but that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, what I mean is like they've been expanding on the lore construction of that world of League of Legends since
in-game.
Well, in-game.
That's what I'm saying. That I told you 3 times. I'm talking about in-game.
All right.
I don't care about the lore outside of the game.
I don't know how much lore
can they make good comics. I don't give a shit.
I don't know how much lore they've been delivering
inside a game.
Yeah, what I mean is like I don't know how much lore they've been delivering in Legends of Runeterra.
I don't know,
but they've been better at delivering lore through League of Legends with the events and with the skins and that sort of stuff and the inside adventure type. Like they've been experimenting with adventure things inside League of Legends, like a big adventure thing where you do these various missions inside the game, and then you get like progression in this adventure path.
Okay.
And then
is it
deliver
good?
Some lore. It is cool. It is well delivered for the tools that League of Legends have.
Okay, that means nothing for an MMO.
I mean, it's nothing for an MMO. I'm just saying that they've been doing okay in the way they've been getting better at delivering lore in general. That's all I'm gonna say. How are they gonna do in this MMO? We don't know.
I mean,
is the world of Runeterra interesting in terms of the expanded lore they've been doing in Riot? Yes.
Don't care. I don't care.
All right.
At all. That's beyond the point. Would that make this game successful? Yeah, probably, because all the League of Legends fanboys will buy and play it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's a good game.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if they're gonna deliver good.
Will they deliver on mechanics? Maybe.
Yeah.
Will they deliver on story? That I'm more doubtful.
Yeah. Nobody knows. This.
Yeah, but it's just based on what they have done in the past.
Yeah.
What has been successful in the past.
Yeah, fair enough. The war has been constructed. The war of Runeterra has been constructed slowly and being more clarified, and it's kind of an interesting politic mixer of stuff. But I don't know how well that will coalesce in an actual MMO RPG, and if it will work everything at the same time. We don't know. And it's too early to say, right? They're just hiring to start beginning this process of MMO.
Yeah,
how long it will take? Like 2-3 years? Something
okay,
like
they're hiring people. That doesn't mean that they don't have the leaders that are gonna lead the team.
Yes, of course.
So the story developer, the gameplay designer, all those people are probably already in place. Not that they're hiring the people who are gonna lead the ship right now.
Yeah. Fair enough, but I believe they will do fine. I think.
I'm not saying they won't do fine. A lot of games do fine.
Yeah.
We don't talk about those games.
I don't talk the games that do fine.
They do. There are a bunch of fine games out there.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It looks like an interesting project. What can they do with all the resources and blah blah? Of course, it's gonna be like a 3 year long developer process as everything else. Like I was seeing
more than that.
I was seeing
if
like
they want an MMO, if they want an MMO successful, they must be an ongoing. They must build an ongoing team.
I was seeing like Legends
of your project.
Yeah, I was seeing Ashes, like recently I was seeing Ashes of Creations update. And they've been in development like 3 years now, a little bit more than that. And they're only starting to get like the alpha and like super rough stuff. And that game is like super ambitious. So I don't know what else. What do you think this game will bring to the MMO scene? What do you think will be their shtick, the thing, beyond like just using the League of Legends brand?
What the selling point will be?
Yeah, what do you think that will be?
I have no idea. League of Legends, they're counting on the IP. That's my bet.
Well, hopefully they'll expand the MMO genre a little bit, because Ashes of Creation looks really interesting.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't? You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
I don't think so. It doesn't have anything that jumps to me as outstanding.
Well, they are gonna go like with the big MMO stuff and the big dungeons.
What does that mean?
A lot of like they're trying to not do the. The whole point is trying to get a lot of concurrent players in one place without all the insanity and the lag that implies. Something close to war versus war.
That's a technical challenge more than a gameplay feature.
Yeah,
challenge.
but not a lot of MMOs does that between like war versus war in
for
Guild Wars 2, and
reasons.
that is instantiated to a cap of players.
Yeah, for technical reasons.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna try to break that technical thingy.
Sure.
That's their innovation.
That's definitely nothing that one studio is gonna do.
Yeah.
That's something that it's a technological change.
Yeah, and the same with
it will come slowly.
And then the system of like live player housing built in on top of the actual land of the game, that you can be retaken and destroyed and everything else. That will give another interesting like axis of interaction with the world for the players. That's the two big things that
sounds gimmicky.
Well, there you go.
Without more information, that sounds like a gimmick.
It has like an entire system of taking over the places and building places and
systems can be just gimmicks, Yeah.
I don't know. It's looking interesting. That's what I'm gonna say. This is gonna be looking interesting. We will see more in like 2 years. Maybe that would be the fastest thing. Maybe we'll start getting news about this. But for now, it's an incubation period. So best of luck to Riot Games and best of luck to me. Hopefully they'll hire me. They seen this.
Why not?
Why not? All right, Outriders, my friend. The promised child, the savior of the looter shooter, the anti-corpo flagship with no bad practices. That's how the internet sees this game.
That's bullshit.
That's how the internet sees this game. It's like, oh yeah, finally a good looter shooter without all the like microtransactions and no live services stuff, and just like good old loot shoot and make builds and stuff. That's how people see
Borderlands.
So Borderlands, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, basically.
So Borderlands.
Yeah.
Not a live service, it's just a game with story and stuff too.
Yes, correct. So Borderlands in-person shooters done by the guys, done by the developers of Gears of War.
You tried this out.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
I did like it. I like it.
Elaborate your thoughts more.
All right. There's a couple of hitches with the cover system thing. That's kind of rough, but they say that they work a lot in the snapping back in the correction. So I tried the demo again after they did some patches to demo, and it's much better. It's actually snapping the cover. That's the stuff. The gameplay.
Those technical things will get ironed out if they keep working on it.
Yeah.
That's not a big worry.
Yeah.
For the game, in my opinion.
All right. The gameplay is solid. I like the gameplay. I like the power fantasy of the thing. And the item system is fine. It's nothing revolutionary.
That's a problem.
The interesting thing is like they give you what is the word I'm looking for? They give you the taste of what you can do with the powers of the character very early on, so you still feel powerful very quickly through your items and the effects that they bring. Right? That's the interesting thing. They don't wait. They don't give you like bad rarity at the beginning for a long time while you're leveling up. No, just like the second and third gun that I found in the game already had an effect on top of one of the abilities that I was using that was affecting my gameplay significantly. So that's what I say. The encounters were interesting. It's very much instantiated the Diablo-like small chunks of missions, which is interesting. The story is okay, but in the demo you don't see where is it fully going.
The story is not okay.
Okay. You asked me for my opinion.
It's corny. It's cheesy. The voice acting is cringy. The writing is cringy.
Yeah, it's super cliche. But I don't know where the story is going because you only see like a small part of the story.
I'm not talking about where the story is going. I'm talking about the delivery of the story.
Yeah, the delivery is super cliche. That's right.
I when I played the couple of missions, I cringe away from my screen. Like
fair enough.
Like physically cringe away, like oof. It was rough.
Yeah, but I did like the gameplay, which is one of the most important things in a lottery shooter. That gameplay, it is strong. I like the abilities that I tested.
I didn't like it at all.
How many did you test of the classes?
Yep.
Oh, fair enough.
I hated each one of them.
Did you ever play Gears of War? Because it has like a lot of strong roots in that
yes,
game.
I don't like Gears of War.
You don't like Gears of War, yeah. That's maybe why. So yeah, I like the gameplay. And I really commend them for the openness of the developers, like discussing everything about the patches. Did you see about the way they're gonna handle cheaters? They're gonna label them and they know who is cheating and not. And
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, what you just mentioned about the getting strong powers at the beginning.
Yeah.
That worries me that the game is gonna be front load.
It's a good question. Like how they're gonna it's an interesting idea to give you like
it is
powerful stuff to do, but the question there is how are you gonna scale from there, right?
Not only that, but like it just, and I'm not saying you don't have the right to, like with what I'm gonna say, I'm not saying that people don't have the right to experiment.
Yeah.
But I wonder why haven't this been done before, and there must be a good reason for that.
Why they haven't front loaded?
Yeah, because it's not like a revolutionary idea. Like,
yeah.
Like, dude, why don't instead we throw all the powers at the beginning? You know?
It's a thing about generally it's a thing about pace.
Of course, it's about pace, about progression, about the spacing out stuff.
Yeah. It's not that they're throwing you all the powers at the beginning. It's that they let you see the system affecting the powers at the beginning. So
sure.
They make the items interesting from the beginning, where they actually affecting your powers. And then if you think,
but if that is the baseline, where do you go? Or is everything front loaded?
Apparently, the legendaries and the rarities like affected a lot more. Yeah, the question is like, how do you scale that? How do you keep the scalability of your items?
It's not a problem about scaling, how you keep making it interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like you can scale it. You can just make the numbers big. That's a scaling.
Yeah.
But that's not interesting.
Yeah, how do you keep it interesting? Apparently the legendary is what keep them interesting after that.
I mean, no one knows.
Yeah, no one knows.
The game is not out. Like the only way to answer that question is for the game to be out for a couple of months, and people will figure out what's up. Like people who actually invest hundreds of hours into a game will figure out where the game is loaded.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my opinion on that.
Fair enough.
And that's my actual worry about the game. Like, for as much as I didn't like the gameplay, aside from that, I really worry about the itemization because as a looter, that's all that matters.
That is true. How
you can. If the itemization is strong, I can forget the cringiness on the leader of the story.
Yeah.
And the cheesiness of the lines. Like all the characters are copies of one another. That angry, gruel, old person. All the characters are that.
Yeah. I
can get over that if the role-playing part of the game is good.
If the loading is good. All right. Yeah.
And it looks front loaded, at least on the demo.
On the demo, yes, that is true. Yeah.
But that's something that again people will figure out after putting up dozens of hours into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like the how they're gonna keep the itemization system interesting is the big question here, right? After the full game is released, so we won't have to wait much to find out.
No, coming soon.
So Thursday next week for the majority of the world. So 1st of August will be released Outriders.
Yeah.
They garnered good press with the delivery of the demo and the openness of the developers being super straightforward, super clear with everything they want to do in the game, what they want to offer, what their problems they had in the developer, etc. So in that front, they got a bunch of good karma, good.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of good press, and that's why this game/demo made the news round.
Yes, correct.
Between a couple of weeks ago and now it's been on the news cycle.
Yeah,
constantly.
The fact that they're gonna full patch the demo, so it's actually a correct one-to-one showcase for the game, for the full game. And that's the stuff, and you can still play the game demo at any point. They're gonna keep it there forever. So that's very interesting.
They're doing a lot of good things.
Yes.
I just wonder where the actual game is going.
Yeah. So we will have to see. We'll have to see. I will say that we will give a report like in a couple of weeks when people actually go through starting to roam around the systems of the game and go through the campaign and that sort of stuff and hit the end game and how that's working and etc. I saw recently some of the developers showcasing end game builds.
Yeah, I saw some
for the Pyro, and looks fine. It looks interesting and fun, like combination of skills and like rotations and that sort of stuff. But being said that, like the gameplay is interesting. But what is the end game and what are you gonna do? And if that loop is interesting, there lies the big question that we don't know right now.
Yeah, the other thing for me is that the game doesn't feel like AAA quality.
Yeah, right.
It's rough on the edges. Yeah, just visually and the UI, it looks rough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And that means nothing. It just that's one of the things that if they just stick to it, it will get better.
Yep, correct. So let's we will have to wait and see what is the future of Outriders. If they end up being a live service game or if they just Borderlands in Gears of War skin.
It can work if the itemization is strong. It can work.
Absolutely. All right, and finally, Every time Genshin Impact releases a new character, it makes $12 million in a day.
Yeah, it sounds right.
And it's the fastest game to reach 1 billion revenue. So waifus are selling, my friend. Waifus and husbandos are selling out of the shelves with this game.
No, what you're telling me is that gacha games are popular. Yes, I don't. Where are the news?
Where are the news?
Gacha games make a lot of money. Yes,
Man,
yes, they do.
My God, Jesus Christ! This game, what is happening? Like the thing interesting about Genshin Impact is that it finally broke the mainstream. That's the most relevant thing about Genshin.
Again, I disagree. Not the mainstream.
Well, the Western market, yeah. To be more pointedly,
it's different.
Yeah,
it's not like gacha games are not mainstream because they definitely are.
Yeah, it's fine. It finally get the Western market and it grab all that money and is running all the way to the bank with it.
I mean, all this news. What this news means to me is, are gacha games popular? Yes.
Yes.
Do people waste their money in gacha games? Yes, they
absolutely.
And this is just grabbing money for the biggest markets, meaning the Western audience and the clearly huge Eastern audience.
Correct.
That's all it did. That's why it's making that much money, because it broke that barrier.
Yeah, it broke the barrier finally.
Have gacha games been making stupid amounts of money for the last decade?
Apparently, yes, in China and
of course,
in the West.
Like if you look at. If you like a step away and just look at the Eastern market of games, of like mobile or gacha game, it's huge. Like it's stupidly big.
Yeah,
and it makes tons of money. It just now this is like the first one that jumped across the pond and made it through.
And I will say like Genshin Impact is not the best gacha game in that thing. It's like it broke into the Western market with the open world selling point, like looking like Zelda and
it's not only the open world. It's just like the game looks good. It had the like AAA quality of the game.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes.
A lot of gachas that are better gachas than half.
Yeah.
It has a very interesting and engaging gameplay.
Correct.
Like the moment-to-moment game.
Absolutely.
The whole build your team and
cycle through the abilities and
that's
how they
very
combine.
engaging and very interesting, and it's done with the art style is very eye-catching.
Yeah.
Very good-looking game. So all those things contribute, and a lot of the more niche gacha games, even though they could have better monetization and better mechanics, they just, for the most part, since most of them were born in the mobile market, lack the visual appeal.
Yeah, the flair of Genshin Impact. Yeah. Absolutely. So those Western audience has the waifu and husbando figure.
Always. Cute characters have always sold well.
Always sell. Just ask Disney, man.
No, just like cute girls, cute guys, cute women, cute men. That always sells. Just who doesn't like to watch beautiful things? So.
Yeah. So there you go. Genshin Impact, the gacha is making a lot of money in the Western market, like a lot of money. That's Jesus Christ.
Not surprising at all.
Like they're. So what do you think is the future of gacha game? I'm gonna get like this super high standard. So my question is like, who can steal the thunder from Genshin Impact?
Probably a gacha that is less predatory than Genshin.
Yeah.
So if after you play for a while, you kind of open the hood to all the very predatory practices of Genshin.
Yeah. And of course, the excuse is like, oh, it's free to play and it's a gacha game. You should like that's it comes with the territory supposedly, but
it does.
Like
but it's too much. There are examples of gacha games that are way more free to play friendly.
Yeah, and I was talking about this with Lucho off stream of the podcast, and I was like, yeah, like just MiHoYo has like Honkai Impact the third, and it's like way more friendly than Genshin Impact.
It is.
Like, yeah, and I tried Gears Frontline, which was the one that Lucho likes, and that seems way more friendly. I didn't like the gameplay, but that seems way more friendly than Genshin Impact.
But you know, for example, Gears Frontline is an excellent example of a game that I think is free to play. It's way more free to play friendly.
Yeah.
But it's very, like, the gameplay is very, very niche.
Yes, correct.
So it won't have massive appeal. Like, there is no way that game will ever have massive appeal.
But I think after Genshin Impact, every single gacha maker now they turn their heads and said like, oh, it's like potential.
More than that, it just feels like right now we're in that crossroads of reaching like cross-play, cross-save. Yeah. At least for mobile games that you can get PC, mobile, console. They have their own restrictions that are kind of annoying to deal with, but will eventually break down. But it's finally breaking that barrier in between PC and mobile. Yeah. That it's like cross-play, cross-save, it's blending everything together. And like the more developers that get into that space will eventually get real good gacha games. Yeah. And like for like more widely spread.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, I would love Honkai Impact, like a lot more like action oriented game with the exploration of Genshin Impact in the open worldness and that sort of stuff, like, and yeah, so hopefully we'll get better gacha games for the rest of the people of the Western market that are just like dipping their toes in this genre. That's for example, a lot of people are keeping an eye on Girls Frontline too.
Yeah.
Oh man, that looks amazing. Yeah, you sent me the.
It looks very good. It looks like AAA quality, like this XCOM like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gameplay that looks very interesting. Yeah. And it apparently could be like they haven't said anything official, but at least in the community, people like based on the streams that they have made, like a big part of the speculation is that it may be again cross-platform or cross-save at least. Yeah. PC and mobile. So.
And then my last question before, and the thing that concerns me before we finish this episode is, how much is this insanity going to affect the actual AAA industry on the Western market?
A lot.
We're gonna get like a slew of gacha games from EA and Ubisoft and other developers. Hopefully they learn from trends and they don't go absolutely insane as they usually go.
Although maybe not. I mean, if you think about it, like a lot of the big companies are partially owned by
the Chinese.
By Chinese companies.
Recently, I found out that Tencent owns
Tencent owns everything. They just own the gaming industry.
All of the things, like he has buy Ubisoft Action. He has buy Epic shares. He has
Activision Blizzard
shares. It's like now he has Warframe, Riot Games, everything. So it's like if the Chinese market just wake up, if Tencent just wake up and decide one day I'm gonna like destroy all the game industry, they can do it.
No, but that's the point. They don't need to force the Western developers to make gacha game. They can't just make them, and like they just have the rights of distribute them.
At this point, I feel like they have every finger in every single pie. Like they care more for diversity than just exploiting one side of the market.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been clear for the last. If you look at the history of acquisitions and investment,
Yeah.
Diversifying, and they don't put their hands in the business. They just own them.
Yeah, correct.
So if it were for the Tencent approach, they'll just probably let people do whatever they do, and they'll just like have the right, like tell which company has the right to distribute where.
Yeah, to the word. Yes.
It's a thing. Like for example, Tencent is the official distributor for China of Blizzard.
The majority of games. Yes, the majority.
Like a lot of Western games, but like
a lot of
Blizzard,
Western
for example.
Yeah.
It will happen eventually the other way around. Tencent will own the guys who make XX gacha game.
Yeah.
And like one of their Western companies will have the rights to
absolutely
to distribution.
So
and still the money stays all in the same.
Yeah, it's all the same bag. It's like ridiculous.
So if I were a betting man, like that's probably the Tencent approach.
Yeah.
But there are other companies that will try different things, like MiHoYo, who's just taking it on their own. They're making their own game, taking care of everything.
Yes.
We'll see that there are a ton of game developers in China, like a ton of developers.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll see
what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And with that insanity, we're gonna end up this episode.
That's all for this week's news with the Sweaty and the Farmer. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuzJPolanco.
And I'm the Lone Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at the Lone Gamer, and I will maybe be back to streaming. I've been thinking about it, going back to the old Twitch platform. And beyond that, thanks for coming. Thanks for all the support and everything that you do to keep us here, and we having fun doing this content for you guys. So thanks for coming to the Sweaty the Farmer and the news. See you next time.
Bye.